My name is Cindy Pedersen, and I am the program manager here at the Center for Creativity, and we're so happy that you're here this morning for I Can't Do Stop Motion. And yes, yay! Look at us on a Saturday morning having fun and building community, yay! So we have Miss Sarah Bowen here of Tiny Things, and she is going to show us how this is done. We are so privileged to have her here today. She's got tons of experience, very creative, a Tulsa gem, I might say. Sarah.
Thank you. Hey, Cindy, would you mind dropping some clay off with our two newcomers over there? All right, still morning. Good morning. Hello. Today we are going to play around with stop motion, and I am going to show you a few different little examples of different kind of styles and setups that you can do with the stop motion, and then we'll jump into it. And you guys already have clay out there. I want to give you a chance to kind of sculpt and play with it while I talk before we jump into the actual making. You can do it without an app in your phone and not end up with like a actual final video. You can essentially scroll through your photos. But there are a couple different apps that I really like if you want to download one. Image Play is this guy right down here. It's IMG PLAY, and it's my favorite. It's very cut and dry. There's also one just called Stop Motion. So you can go in and search either stop motion or IMG PLAY in your app store and just grab one of those free ones. I'm going to show you the basic functions that's going to be in any app that you use, but that one is my personal favorite. And if you have a problem with reception in here or anything, you can take the photos just in your photo reel and then add them in later if you want to. So some examples here are what we're going to do today. What I'm going to show you today is this top down. So when I say top down, I mean, see if I can get, there we go, focused in there. Is that my camera is going to be facing down at the table. Oh, sorry, it's saying it's not downloaded on my phone here. So I turn my, didn't show up on like a Google phone. Okay, then just. It's not a Google phone, it's an Android phone. Okay, just do time lapse or stop motion then, and it'll take any of them will work. Here we go. Okay, so top down is going to be your camera facing down at a space and recording like that. So this is an example that uses both 2D elements of that paper and the 3D clay element. Which is this modeling clay that you guys have. And that's like a pretty simple, quick one. And then there's also this side direction here, where your camera is pointed to the side.
I might turn this ring light off.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to avoid. Perfect. That does make life a lot easier. Thank you. So that uses not only clay, but also my husband's foot. And that is pointed to the side there. So when you see like stop motion movies and things, that's going to be more of what you typically see. They'll do a lot of different angles, but a lot of that from the side. And then here's a little one of a little driller that I sculpted that's just super simple. He's got one little moving part, but he otherwise stays still. And then you can also put your own like body parts in there. This is one that I'm really proud of because of the lighter and making it look like it is cooked or, toasted. So you can play around with a lot of different elements. Today I've got clay out there for you, and I also have paper up here. So like this one is made with the found object of the sticks. Let's see if I can get it to. It's really bad contrast there, but that's just paper. That's just differently cut pieces of paper that they're switching out to get that element of the fire. So I have paper and colored pencils and markers and scissors up here. If you want to do a 2D element, you're welcome at any point to come grab some of that. And I'm just gonna jump in and show you the basics. And I'm gonna work directly in my photo app, so I'm not even going to be using a stop motion app at all in the beginning. I'm just gonna be taking the pictures. The most important part of stop motion is stillness, ironically. Not moving your phone and not having your objects move. Yeah?
Do you have a black?
Yes, I think that bag probably has black in it. And there might be black, one of the tables has some black on it too. Does anybody's table have black on it? I know there was one skinny one. You want to try, or just give a little piece? Okay, so I am using magnetic tiles, children's toys, as my tripod. I have a bunch of actual tripods up here if you want to use those, especially if you're doing that side angle. I also have boxes. I also, when I work in my studio, will sometimes just use the top of my water bottle. So anything tall that you have when you're doing top down, that's going to be fine. That does leave an element for you to crop. So I will be cropping this where you can see the thing it's sitting on off. I'll be ending with like a square video, and that's totally fine. The other thing that is really important is shadows. I have 2 shadows here because of the lighting in here, and that is fine as long as it's consistent. So like if I were to have my little dinosaur out, here he is. Oh, he's so big. Oh, because I'm zoomed in. There we go. All right. So if I had him out and I took this picture and then I took another picture but my hand was right here, that would stand out like dramatically. So if you have consistent shadows, that's totally fine, but watch your own shadow as you're working. If I'm like looming over it here while I push my button, that's gonna change the shadow. So that's just something to be aware of. My newcomers, if you wanna grab some clay to play with while I give the spiel. So not moving your camera. If you're using a paper as a background, you want to tape it down. So you're also not getting superfluous movements in the items that you're filming. So if you're doing top down and you have a background, tape it to your table. You can also always, depending on what you're using for your tripod, tape your phone to it. And I have like thin little masking tape up here that you can tape your phone down with. So I am going to have 2 elements in mind. They're both going to be technically 3D, but really they're 2D because they're that top down and they're flat, and I'm not going, looking at it this way and having them stand here. You could still totally do that. If you're really dead set on doing that and you want to have a nice, crisp, clean look, I would suggest doing it on the floor against a wall or like against a pillar, because if you can see other people in the background, if I'm making my stop motion right here, I'm going to see you in there, somebody's going to walk by, they're going to be in there, so you want a crisp background if you're doing a side view. Please, yeah. And this is where you want to tape it down. So for those of you who just came, there's paper, markers, pencils, if you want to add any sort of 2D element to it like that. So I'm actually going to build up my tripod one more tower here. There we go. Okay, so that's going to leave me, I'll have to crop in a little bit on my square. You also want to kind of have an idea of what you're going to be doing before you start. So in my head, I know that I'm going to have my dinosaur walk over here, eat some leaves, and then maybe walk away so that it looks like he's going in front of the tree. You want to have that plan because you want to know how your elements are going to move before you get started. If you're halfway in it and you're like, oh, I need to add this, or oh, I didn't think about this, I like to kind of game plan it a little bit first. So I'm going to have my little tree. I think I'm going to put it over here, and I'm going to squish it down. It's not going to move. And I know because I want him to eat the leaves off, I have set this up to be really easily detachable. These little leaves that I'm going to have him ingest. And you can always have stuff come in from out of frame. Be kind of aware of where that frame is, because I know I'm going to have to crop this out. My frame is actually kind of a landscape-shaped rectangle. How I would crop it out? So after you build the video, you can just crop the whole video. Yeah, yeah. And that's with any of the stop motion apps. And if they don't, if it's like, oh, you have to pay to get the crop feature, just save it. It'll probably save with a little watermark on it, and then you can crop it inside of your photo stream. So you'll notice when I'm coming in and out of frame here that my focus on my camera is changing. Do you see how it's going like in and out of focus? So I want to hold down, it's an AF lock. Is that my dinosaur making those sounds? It's a loud dinosaur, I love it. So you're gonna lock that focus in on your work surface because you don't want every time your hand to come in for it to refocus on your hand. You're gonna end up with some images that are focused correctly and some that aren't. You're gonna go in and out. I'm actually going to have my dinosaur come in from out of frame, so I'm gonna start him off frame, and I'm gonna take my first photo. When you have your phone set up, make sure that you can click your phone button without it falling off your tripod. So like tiny, skinny little water bottle, it's gonna fall. You could tape it on, and that would probably work. But kind of play with that first. Do a little test run before. And sometimes I'll take a few pictures, and then I'll stick my hand in front to indicate to me, like, oh, this is now the beginning within my stream when I go to build it. So I took my first picture of just the blank. I was aware that my shadow was away. These shadows are all from the objects here. I can't help those, so we'll let those stay. And I'm gonna bring him just into frame a little bit like that. So the smaller the movements, the smoother the end result is going to be. So now, see his little leg is like just barely in frame there. Let's see, I think I'm gonna start over so you guys have a more direct look at it on the camera here. Okay. All right, and it's still locked. It's throwing me off because this camera is not locked, but that's okay. All right, so like I said, I'll start over here. Pull him out of frame, take my first photo, bring him in just a little more. So now his leg is in frame. When you think about the items that you're moving, think about how they move. If you are illustrating a little person, the person, you know, a person doesn't like hop through life, right? They take steps. So think about, you know, your opposite arm moves with your opposite leg as you step like this. You know, think about how a thing moves. If you're doing a snake, which is a really fun one, think about how the snake moves, because it doesn't just like as a curve move forward. It's going to have that slither going all the way down its body. A couple really easy ones, if you're like, I don't know what to sculpt, I'm not a sculptor, I don't want to do that, is to record a blob. So to have like a blob, start off with a ball of clay. Like, oh, I should choose a brighter color. Sorry, guys. We'll do a red. Start off with a little blob. Man. Oh, you can see it. Oh, okay, you can see it in my camera. How about that? A little blob here, and then you'll kind of add a little smoosh, take a picture, add a little smoosh, take a picture, and it's going to look like it kind of like flattens out, and then you can smoosh it back up. And that's a really fun one that you can do from top down or side view if you don't want to necessarily sculpt a thing or build a story. So now, my dinosaur is ready to take a step as it goes further into frame. So I'm going to kind of hold him in place with my hand, manipulate his little leg here like this, and maybe his little neck comes down a little bit, and I'm just going to scooch him forward a little bit and take my next photo. Okay, so I think a dinosaur is probably like back leg every other. Since he only has two, I'll just Let's see, I'll make him go like this a little and then scooch him forward. And as he walks, I'm just going to kind of have his head bobbing a little bit. Now, multiple elements within a stop motion need to be done in the same order, just for your own sanity's sake. So say you have a Gumby and a Pokey, his little horse, and they're both walking, and you're moving every single one for every single frame. You want to do it in the same order every time. So I'm going to move my Gumby's arm, and then leg, and then body, and then I'm going to move my Pokey's 2 legs, 2 arms, and body every time, so that you don't get halfway through a frame and be like, wait, did I move that one yet? If you're going in the same order every time, that's going to help you a lot. So, and you can also, if you're ever like, oh God, did I take that picture yet? I don't know. You can take it twice, and then you'll notice it when you build the stop motion that it like pauses for a second, and you can go and delete a frame. It's always better to accidentally have 2 than miss 1. Okay, so now his back leg is in view here. And so I'm going to, let's see, I'll do leg, neck, leg, and then scooch him forward a little. How many? So my longest stop motion ever was about 350 pictures. And you want to guess how long it lasted? Like 20 seconds. Yeah, and it took me like 5 hours. And I think maybe it was like 28 seconds, so almost 30. But you can take a ton and end up like, it would take so many to get like a minute-long video. I'm going to end up with maybe like 30 shots, and it's going to be like a 5-second video. But remember, the smaller, the more minute the movements, the smoother the video is going to look. So as I work, if you guys want to come grab tripods or build these, you can set your phone on this way and work about right here on your station. This one is magnetic. If you've got a phone that's magnetic, it can sit like that. I've got a couple more like that, and some boxes down on the floor if you want to just set it up on a box. So if anybody is like, I want to start working while Sarah talks, you can come grab a thing to set your phone on. Yeah. Yeah, you'll just take that whole thing and tilt it downward. So let's see if I remember how to work this thing. There we go. So we do that. Oh, and then it's this one. There. That. That way. Oh, thank you. All right. There's a couple more like simple ones up here if anybody wants to grab it. All right, I am going to continue. I got that last shot, so I'm going to move him forward. I'm going to do a leg back. Head down, this leg forward, and then I'm going to scooch him up. And to be 100% honest with you, I didn't really think out how his legs were going to move when I started this, so I think he's going to be like he's going to look like the fast girl in Scooby-Doo, but that's okay. All right, move his leg forward, this leg back, head adjust, scooch him forward. And when you're doing the clay, I like to kind of like hold on to its body while I'm moving its parts so that I'm not accidentally like moving the whole thing a lot. And then I make the actual like moving further into the scene movement. Okay. Then I'm going to scooch him forward. I can get a little bit of like tail movement now too, now that his tail is in frame. And notice that I'm kind of like physically moving myself away from my workspace before I take that photo. That just kind of, I think I've like muscle memory trained myself to get out of there to avoid the shadows. And this is the kind of stuff like you can do it with kids' toys, you can do it with rocks, you can do it with cellophane. There's a beautiful movie called The Science of Sleep that has a ton of stop motion, and then they do a lot of like water with little cellophane paper that they just kind of like crinkle as it moves. So that's really beautiful. But I do have the markers and stuff up here, so you can add markers into it to play with it if you want. Now he looks like he's galloping. I don't know, we'll see. Now I'm inching him over here. He's going to start to look up towards the tree. Okay, so now he has arrived at the tree. And I'm actually going to kind of open his mouth just with my fingernail. This is not meant to be like a super professional, amazing one, but I'm just going to use my nail to come in here and kind of make it look like he's going to open his mouth like that. Maybe he's going to curl his tail up in excitement. And now he's going to start eating my leaves. So I'll let him scooch up just a little bit more, and I'm just going to start taking nibbles off of my leaves. I'll maybe stick a little piece in his mouth there while he chews. Okay, I got that one. I'm going to pull another little piece off, move his head a little bit. Maybe he's wagging his tail. And did you see how I just accidentally moved this bottom leaf here? In this instance, I think, like he's messing with the tree, the leaf moved, it's okay. You can kind of make up reasons to be all right with minor mistakes while you do it, happy little accidents. If a thing moves and you're like, oh man, I'm really bummed, you can pull up the last frame and look at it and kind of try to put it back where you wanted it. But if you do that, if you ever exit the camera to look at your pictures, remember to put that AF lock back on. But I'm just going to kind of stick it back on there like that. Give him another little bite.
Take this to
Yeah.
make a tripod?
Yeah, absolutely. You're just taking the photo. Yeah, and it would be wise of you to turn your live off if you have an iPhone, just to save space. Mine's on because I forgot, but there's no fancy, you don't need anything fancy within your photo stream as you take the photos. And in fact, if you don't find an app that you want to download today, I'll show you how you can look at it as a movie within the photo stream. Big box, love it. All right. I don't remember if I took that one or not, so I'm taking it again, and maybe I'll have to show you how to get rid of a frame. We'll see. I'm about to be done, and I'll pull it in to the app. Did you find an app you like?
No, I didn't download it. I don't have enough space.
Okay.
It takes too many photos.
Okay. Then I'll show you how to just look at it as a video, and you can even screen record to save it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to have him finish up this last little leaf here. Real quick. Sticking out of his mouth. He definitely chews with his mouth open. And I'll just kind of squish his little face back together. So he's finished his snack. And now I'm going to have him walk away, which I think will give the illusion of a foreground and background, because he's going to essentially walk over that tree. And I think you'll notice when I put this all together that my movements are getting a lot more drastic now, so you'll be able to kind of see that difference. I'm doing it for the sake of time in getting to the editing part, but I think you'll be able to make note of like, oh, it is smoother when they're smaller. And there he goes, out of the frame. Whoops, my hand was in that one. I got my hand in it and I saw it on the way out. I'm just gonna take another one and then delete it within the app or within your photo stream. And then I think I'm gonna make him wave his little tail on the way out. So for waves, like I did with the driller, I like to get about like 5 per wave. Well, really 10. 5 up and 5 down. Makes it really nice and smooth. And then I'll have him scooch his way out of the frame. Okay. All right, so if you are working without an app and you're just seeing your collections within the photo stream here, you can go in, click your first one, and then along the bottom, I'm pretty sure, oh, here, I'll scooch it forward. Along the bottom, you have the line of photos. I'm pretty sure that's the same with Androids and Google phones as well. You can grab hold of them and scroll. Yours doesn't do that? Are there different ways to view your photo stream? Like if you click into a photo, does it look different than like the list of photos? I admittedly have not worked with anything other than an Apple in a long time. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is. Nice. Stop Motion Studio. Okay. I know that one also has one for the Chromebooks. I use that within the high schools as well. So did you figure that out? Did you find it? No? Okay. Are you going to get the app? An app? Yeah? Okay. I'll show you how to edit it then, and then you can pull them in. So for those of you who do have the scrolling feature, you know, you can just let it go and scroll. You can see my shadow I did not get out of the way quite enough. And that's really fast. That's not how fast I would edit it. I just want to show you that function. And now I'm going to come into my app, whatever app you ended up with. Oh, I have to come in and tell it which photos to see. Hang on. And luckily on platforms, you can like hold down and scroll down and it'll let you select them all at once. So you're not like individually selecting a bazillion photos. Okay. So remember how I was like, oh, I played around and then changed where it was set and I stuck my hand out? You see my hand picture there? That's like a really easy way without going in and deleting photos to know where you're at. So I know that this is actually my first frame. So I'm going to go and select all of these. So that was 51 frames that I had. I'll go and make it. Did you already like finish yours and have a thing? That's awesome. Okay, awesome. Teamwork, love that. All right, so when you pull it into whatever app you're gonna use, there's like 3 most important things of editing. The first one is timing. So right now, this one, let me scooch it up again. Do you see the little bunny and turtle? That's indicating how quickly your movie is going to move. The faster you go, the smoother it is, to a point. So right now it's very slow. So I'm gonna come up, I usually end up around 12 to 20 frames per second and see how that looks. And luckily, a lot of my shadow issues are kind of over here where I'm going to crop, so it's not too bad. But I do see that frame if you watch it where my hand pops in on the side, right there. So you can go into, they all have some kind of view option where you can view all of your individual frames. I can go in there and look for the one that has my hand in it. And I think it's more my hand's shadow. Yep, there it is. Can you see right here, that extra shadow on the left side? So I'm just gonna get rid of it, like that. Then I can come back in and say done, watch it again, see what I think. You can see my tree actually moved a little bit, which was my mistake. But I'm pretty happy with the speed. I think I might be able to slow it down just a little because he is like a big lumbering guy. Taking his time, wagging his tail, munching his snack, saying bye-bye. So I'm happy with that timing, but really spend time playing with that because it makes a huge difference. And I think from teaching this in the past, people tend to go slower. Like they think that they need to have a slower frame per second. And if you speed it up, you normally get that like a smoother movement. It's not gonna be so jolty. That also depends on how many frames you got per movement. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna say crop. And I'll actually show you how to do it in the app and outside of the app. I'll go ahead and save it as is right now, so I can show you how to crop it in the photo stream. I'm gonna save to photos, and I'm gonna save as a video. You can also save as a GIF, or a GIF, however you wanna say it. And that's gonna kinda depend on what do you wanna use it for. Do you want to send it within a text message, where people don't have to click play and it just plays on loop forever? That's gonna be a GIF, yeah? This is IMGPLAY, it's image play. IMGPLAY on Apple. Yeah, apparently it wasn't available on Android anymore. But you said Stop Motion Studio worked well on Android. So I'm going to save it on a high resolution video, only looping one time. And that's going to go to my photo stream with all of my other photos. For those of you who are low on photo space, as soon as you save that as a video and you're content with it, go and delete all of those 50 frames that you saved. So it's not just sitting in your phone like all of the bazillion of stop motions I have sitting in my phone, all the frames. So we're gonna save it like that, and then I'm gonna go back into the app and crop it. On the Studio, did it let you crop in app? Okay. Okay. So on this one, I can come in and crop, and I can just pull that up to where I like. And I'm actually going to go a little past where you could see my tripod because I want it to look like he's on the ground. Like I want the crop on the bottom to be where he's walking. And there he goes. Took a little bit of the tree with him there for a second. That's okay. So I'll save that. And I'll save this one as a GIF just to kind of show you the difference of what it looks like in your photo stream. Is everyone having fun, success in taking their pictures? Yay! Yeah? Yeah, I mean, I saw the sculpting and it looked very cute. Yeah. All right, so as a video, you can see it saved here at the bottom of my photo stream. That was me saving it pre-crop. Or if you get an app and in order to save it, it wants to save a watermark on the bottom of it, or it's like, pay to get rid of the watermark, you know, you don't have to do that. Just save it without cropping it, and you'll have a watermark down at the bottom, and then you're gonna come into your own photo stream and edit it. So I'm gonna come down here to my edit button and crop it. And if you have that watermark saved on it, it'll be on the bottom, and you can just crop it out here too. If anybody has the scroll feature and doesn't want to do a download of an app, you can screen record yourself scroll through it and then crop that. So there is my saved video. I have to click play, and it's going to play through one time and stop. And then as a GIF saved out of the app, it's just going, you don't have to click play, it's just going to play on repeat forever. You can copy and paste it as a text, essentially. So like, you know how if you send little memes and GIFs within your text messages and they move, that's what those are. For those of you doing sideways, like if you've set your phone up like this and you're taking that picture, you probably also have something to crop to get rid of seeing whatever it is your phone is sitting on. It just might be that you're cropping from the other way. There are, unlimited number of things that you can do with this. It's really, really fun for kids when they get old enough to like make little Lego stop motions. And once they get into it, there are just so many amazing movies and things that you can point to and be like, yeah, can you believe that this is that? One of my favorites is Fantastic Mr. Fox by Wes Anderson. One of the things that makes it so amazing is that all of their puppets have fur, and so all of their movements have this like that extra movement that makes it look so alive, almost like the fur moves more than it would if it was an actual fox. But I think that it is just so fun to kind of like play with that element. Yes, Leica, is that how you say it? Laika, and that's like Kubo and the Two Strings. Oh, Paranorman. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one about the South Park, that is all.
Okay. Yeah, Leica is a really good one, and then Tim Burton has a ton as well. Nightmare Before Christmas is what really got me interested in it as a kid, and then of course like Gumby and Wallace and Gromit, those classics. I really love Gumby because it is so simplistic. Like you could make a little Gumby scene right now and it would not be drastically different from what that video is. What's that? For Leica, Laika. It's like a production studio. Yeah, so they did Kubo and the Two Strings, which is one of my favorites. Paranorman. Coraline. Oh, yeah. Coraline's a really good one. Yeah? Yeah. Did you get an app? Okay. Yes. 23 frames. Perfect. Yeah.
So the people with Android, it'll be really, really slow.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Let's see. Anyway, it'll be really slow.
Mm-hmm.
You can at least see it.
As a
Just
stop
use
motion?
slideshow.
Oh.
Yeah.
So for Androids, you can pull it into a slideshow, and I bet it's somewhere in there is a function to make the slides go quicker. You tried? Okay. But it's an option to see a really slow version of it, and it might be that you could save that as a video and then adjust the speed within the photo stream. Find some workarounds there. When you downloaded the app, is it image play? Okay, so I'll discard this one and start fresh here. Do you see your photo stream? There's a chance that yes. So there's a chance if you pull it into the app and you're not seeing your pictures that video is selected. Do the drop down and go back to photos. Now, are you getting it? Okay, so it's going to be the last one you took is at the bottom. So scroll up and find the first one you took, and that'll be your first frame. And hopefully you can hold your finger down. Yes, select them all the way down. And then you can go to make, And it'll take it a minute, it'll load it in, and it's gonna load it in real slow. And then you'll play with that bottom adjuster to get your speed the way you like. Oh yes, absolutely. No, that's perfect, I'm glad. Does anyone, I wanna like walk around and see what people are making and how it's going, but if anybody has any questions before I leave the front.
So, it is coming up. I know it's hard to believe, but it's almost 11:45. But this has been so much fun. Please go ahead and finish up with what you're doing, and we'll try to get all the clay collected. And yeah, thank you so much, Sarah, for leading this awesome workshop today.
Thank you so much, you guys. You can follow me at Tiny Things by Bowen, like on Instagram, Facebook, or .com. I actually have a workshop later today at Good Cause Brewing with polymer clay, oven-baked clay. So if you feel like coming and making a tiny thing, I'll be there from 2 to 5 this afternoon. Thanks for making stuff. If you want to share it online and tag me, I would love to also share it.